2 tablespoons all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons cornstarch, 1 cup white sugar. 2 tablespoons dark soy sauce, 1 teaspoon chili paste, 1 pound skinless, boneless chicken breast meat, cubed. The recipe for sesame chicken is an Americanized Chinese tradition that has been passed on countless times. But the history behind this food and the struggles and hard work their chefs put in is a story not usually told. Historically, Chinese restaurants have been the target of violence and discrimination. And while today these pressures are not so salient, owning a Chinese restaurant is still hard. The work hours are long, and mainly immigrants, the owners and workers have a new challenge: to maintain the balancing act of running the business and adjusting to life in America. Saddled away in the northeastern corner of Hillsborough, between lines of trees and overcast skies, lies one of these restaurants. Zong's Garden serves sweetened and breaded Americanized Chinese food 9 hours a day, 7 days a week. Meet Danny, the owner of the restaurant. His parents immigrated here 18 years ago, searching for a better life for Danny and his brother. Danny is 36 now, and straddles the line where he has almost spent more time in America than he has in China. Danny walks this narrow cultural tightrope. It's hard to feel at home in a place that you weren't raised in, and it's hard to feel at home somewhere where things don't look like you remember them. After cooking in restaurants in New York and Florida, he finally bought this restaurant from his brother 9 years ago and has been in Hillsborough ever since. The immigrant story much of modern America believes is one of dangerous individuals and job stealers. And while Danny and his other immigrant co-workers work tirelessly for their families and the people they care about, much of America does not always see it this way. But this is not that one-dimensional immigrant story. It is one of laughter, of hope, and of family. Danny's family comes in on the weekends to help out with the restaurant. His wife of 15 years, Katerina, puts up with Danny's banter and his bad jokes too. His 4-year-old daughter Grace is also eager to help out. She mans her station next to Danny carefully, eating noodles and watching My Little Pony. But be careful, she won't put up with just anyone crowding her seat. Because Grace has only been in America for 6 months, Katerina helps her with English, getting her ready for American schools. Although her high school graduation day is years away, Danny hopes one day Grace can attend one of the amazing universities in the area. Kyle, Danny's black hoodie and Adidas track pants loving nephew, comes in occasionally to help out as well. He acts as Grace's big brother, scolding her 1 minute and giving her playful shoulder taps the next. Ian is another one of Danny's workers. While his English isn't very good, he always greets me, and the camera, with a smile. He laments to me that the most difficult part of being in America is learning English, something he hasn't had the time to do. He and Danny work side by side, and while words aren't frequently exchanged between them, it is clear through their movements that they have worked with each other for years. The work hours are long and intense, so who can blame him for sneaking out for a cigarette break every now and then? Despite the language and culture barrier that Danny has faced, he and his family have been able to create a sense of home in Zong's Garden. Donald, one of Danny's regulars, comes in every Thursday. Him and Danny chat about Donald's shoulder surgery, and Donald makes sure to ask Danny if the bathroom that he fixed for him is doing alright. And even if you are a new customer, just remember, Chinese food is supposed to be enjoyed family style. However, it's not always fun and games at the restaurant. The hours are long, and already understaffed, recently Danny has had to deal with one of his workers quitting. Him and Katerina have had to pick up the extra slack to keep their business and their dreams afloat. Danny often doesn't even have time to eat his lunch, and it sits cold, waiting for him to finish up the stack of tasks he has piling up. But they make the best of it, turning their restaurant into their living room. Work isn't always easy for Danny, but his family makes it a little more fun. As night falls, Grace and Katerina head home. She is only 4 after all. And Danny begins the process of locking up. Finally, 9 hours after they started, the hats are taken off and the doors closed. Danny drives his workers home every night, getting them ready for the long day tomorrow. It's hard to imagine the amount of time and effort Danny puts into his restaurant, but for him, this day is just like any other. He is happy to give the people of Hillsborough just a taste of where he has come from, even if it has been breaded and fried 3 times over. And to do it with his family is icing on the cake. Sometimes it is hard to find home in America as an immigrant, but for Danny, it is right here.